My brain has always been 5 years ahead of my body. My middle school experience, like so many others, was not a pretty one. I was an overweight kid. I had braces and glasses and earrings all at the same time, which as a middle schooler in the lower grades in the mid-2000s meant that I was called a metalhead on a regular basis. I will never forget running for student council as a 7th grader. I was in the middle of giving a campaign speech to my classmates when some of the boys thought it would be a good idea to start chanting my name but pronouncing it as Gina. Mortified, I ran to the girls' restroom and hid and cried, classic middle school move, and I remember really distinctly thinking to myself, just 2 more years, high school is going to fix everything. Well, 2 years passed and high school came. My best friend from middle school went on to attend a different high school, and I spent my first semester at Duchesne treading water. At the time, I was living in a home environment that detracted from my academic life, and I was a really unhappy kid. I was cast in a school play, which helped me channel some of that negative energy in a more positive direction, but the play pulled its final curtain in November, and I fell into a pretty terrifying depression. Although Duchesne would grow to become one of the biggest blessings I've ever experienced, at 14, I spent a lot of time wishing the rest of my high school career away. Just 3 more years. College is going to fix everything. I stand before you, a second-year college student with no answers and a whole lot of plans. I know where I want to be in 5 years. I'd like to be wrapping up my time at dental school, getting ready to graduate again. I'd like to be donating my time on weekends to go into jails and juvenile detention centers to clean teeth. I want to be using my English degree to teach part-time. I want to be self-sufficient and fiercely independent. I'd like to produce a book of poems and have colleges and universities invite me to speak across the country. I'd like to have enough life experience under my belt to feel comfortable answering questions that the audience asks of me. The other day, a good friend sent me a text message, and the message read, "Gina, you are the most put-together person I know." On any other occasion, I would have taken this as a huge compliment, but I had just been invited to speak here actually to y'all about the importance of living in the moment and not letting our present disappear before our eyes. Clearly, they did not call an expert, but I'm 19. I can't apologize to y'all for not being an expert on anything yet. This talk is not about my 5-year plan or my backup plan. For all you high schoolers, this is not about your reach university or your fallback university. This isn't about your to-do list or your grocery list. I am a poet by nature, so if you don't terribly mind, I've put together a piece to tell y'all about the importance of taking our ordinary moments and stringing them together and making something extraordinary. This is about the phone call I got last week from DC. A high school friend is stuck on this silly boy, and I can hear it in her voice, how sick of herself she has become. I tell her to leave her dorm room, to do something that surprises her, a task no one else thinks she is capable of completing. She tells me she loves me 3 times before hanging up. Like she's afraid that love might get tangled in the phone lines, abandoned on the side of all this highway between us. Somewhere in Nebraska, I swallow my own advice like a carnival. This stomach becomes a carousel, and I am spinning into a tattoo parlor asking for a belly button piercing, simply because I want something substantial to say on my end-of-the-day phone call home, something more than, "I made myself mac and cheese for lunch," or "My organic chemistry exam average increased by 2%, or "I woke up on time for all my classes today. Mom, I did it. I threw myself a surprise party and could not have seen any of this confetti coming. I listened to Whitney Houston's How Will I Know 17 times before stepping on this stage. Spent too much money on an outfit that makes me feel like Oprah Winfrey's entire net worth. Last Tuesday, I flirted with a boy in my chemistry lab and did not embarrass myself. Raised my hand in class and was not ashamed to ask for clarification. I ordered 20 ounces of ginger tea and pulled my sister's favorite sweater over a good hair day. Right now, there are 4 boys in Lincoln that want to date me,
And all I know is that driving to Omaha feels like falling in love for 52 miles straight. All I know is that loving this city of mine feels like a first date every Friday night. Right now, I am thinking about driving down Dodge Street with every window open, belting Beyoncé and spinning all the bars to my favorite bad rap songs right now. I'm thinking about the boy who asked me for my phone number at a stoplight, and the boy who pulled up next to me at 90th Street and said, "Wow, I've never seen anyone look as happy as you before." Right now, happiness feels like spotting my suitcase at baggage claim. I found it. It's here. I found it. I found it. There is no point in keeping feelings buried like caskets beneath the graveyard of this body. I will not let things left unsaid die here anymore. You should know that if I dialed my own phone number, I would tell myself I love you 3 times before hanging up. Last night, I took myself to the movies, sat in the center of the very back row, radically unafraid of the now, the now, the now, roaring ferociously inside my chest. Thank you.